Committee of Water Resource and Environment will come together. I'd like to welcome everybody here today. Secretary Crancer is on his way. He's come through the security line, so he'll be here momentarily. First order of business, I want to ask for unanimous consent. Representative Fartenhold of Texas is a member of the Transportation Infrastructure Committee, but doesn't sit on this committee, and is asked to sit on this committee when he arrives. So I ask for unanimous consent to allow him to do that. Hearing none, without objection, so ordered. I'll start here with my opening statement. This hearing today, we're dealing with hydraulic fracturing. First of all, again, welcome to today's hearing on hydraulic fracturing and natural gas production from shale beds, and ensuring that the regulatory approaches governing these activities will protect jobs and domestic energy production. Our nation is blessed with an abundant supply of natural gas trapped in deep underground shale formations. Through a technique known as hydraulic fracturing or fracking, much more of this domestic energy resource can be extracted from these geologic formations and used to drive our economy. Fracking consists of injecting mostly water and sand under high pressure into wells drilled into gas-containing shale strata, causing the shale to fracture. As a result of these fractures, the formation is able to yield much more of the gas that it is holding. Fracking technologies have been used for more than 60 years as a means of increasing productivity from oil and gas wells. However, the technique has recently been applied to gas production in unconventional shale formations with remarkable results. Just a few years ago, almost no gas was produced from wells and shale formations, and today these produce nearly 15% of the U.S. natural gas production. This percentage is expected to grow significantly over the next several decades. As a result of applying the fracking technique to shale gas beds in the United States, is transitioning from a natural gas importer to a natural gas exporter. In numerous areas around our nation where shale gas formations are found, there has been an economic boom resulting from gas exploration and production. Not only is America getting a relatively cheap and less polluting source of energy, but the activity is generating thousands of direct jobs in the drilling, extracting, and refinement processes. In Pennsylvania alone, employment is projected to expand by over 180,000 jobs during 2012 in the Marcellus shale formation in the state. And in my state of Ohio, activities associated with energy production from the Utica Shale will be responsible for generating more than 204,000 jobs and $12 billion in wages by 2015. In addition to the clear economic benefits of energy production through fracking, there's a national security benefit as well. Making greater use of domestic sources of energy reduces our dependence on foreign energy sources that are often unstable and unfriendly. In addition to gas, most wells and shale formations recover a large amount of water that may contain high concentrations of naturally occurring salts and possibly some naturally occurring radioactive materials and other constituents. This wastewater must be properly managed in accordance with the Clean Water Act and other applicable federal and state requirements. Currently, the wastewater from a well in a shale formation is typically either recycled or is injected back into the deep underground formations once the gas has been extracted. This activity is regulated under the Safe Drinking Water Act. If wastewater were to be discharged to surface waters, it would be regulated under the Clean Water Act. This committee has jurisdiction over the Clean Water Act. Discharges to surface waters are currently not approved. Municipal sewage treatment plants are not used for disposal because in many cases the treatment plants are not equipped to handle all the constituents that may be found in the wastewater. Fracking as a means of enhancing gas extraction from shale formation needs to be properly and efficiently managed so significant economic benefits and job-producing activities can be realized safely and without environmental risk. Thousands of fracking stimulated wells have been used to extract energy resources in a safe and economical manner. Since fracking began more than 60 years ago, the process has been regulated by the states. Currently, the regulations of the wastewater from a well is largely being done by state agencies, both implementing state laws and applicable federal requirements. Last month, the U.S. EPA announced that it plans to develop new effluent guideline standards for wastewater discharges produced by natural gas extraction from underground shale and coal bed formations. Even though no comprehensive set of federal standards exists at this time for the disposal of wastewater discharged from natural gas extraction activities, states have been picking up the slack to make sure such activities are conducted safely. Moreover, the states are constantly improving their efforts to make sure that extraction of these important energy resources are done in a safe and environmental protective manner. I am concerned that, given the recent history of the new EPA regulations, these new effluent guidelines will be so needlessly restrictive that the gas extraction operations in Ohio and many other states and the resulting economic benefits they provide to states will suffer. The economic and national security benefits that come from safely extracting gas from shale formations are vitally important. We must be sure that the EPA thinks carefully before developing new Clean Water Act standards that would needlessly restrict this important industry and burden it with an additional layer of duplicative regulatory or federal regulations. I welcome our witnesses to the hearing today and look forward to hearing from each of you. I especially want to, and I'm going to stop here, and we're going to welcome them all individually after the opening statements. But at this time, I'd like to yield to my ranking member, Mr. Bishop, for any statements he might have.